Hey YouTube. Today's video is going to be a little different than my normal ones. Today being October 17, 2018. Today is the day that cannabis was made legal at a federal level for recreational use, sold and controlled, regulated by the federal government. Um, we're the this is the we're the only how do I say this? We are only the second country in the world that has legalized recreational marijuana at a federal level. The other one being Uruguay. That was done perhaps maybe 5 years ago or something. I'm trying to do it by memory. Um, we're the only G7 country that has legalized it at a federal level. The thing is I know in other parts of the world, like Amsterdam, let's say, well, it's technically it's illegal there. It's tolerated, I believe, and in America, I believe it is legal. Oh yeah, how, you guys, you don't. How do you say this? State at the state level, like we would call it here, provincial. Like we have the same sort of government in a way, but we have different words. So, for instance, in America, it's certain states in America are allowed to sell it for recreational use, but at a federal level, it's illegal. So I think it's cash only. The money cannot be deposited into a bank because the banks are owned by the federal government. Um, So once they deposit the money into the bank, it's considered money laundering and it's illegal. The feds, or whatever you want to call it, your federal, your legislation or whatever, it's different forms, different terms in America, but basically it's not legal like country to country, coast to coast. It's not legal that way. The federal government doesn't recognize it as being legal, but Canada and Uruguay, it is. Um, so I know there's a lot of like stigma on it, and people only believe what the government tells them about it. Which is a crock of shit. And I know there's a lot of you people out there that you do it, you don't talk about it, and who cares? It's not a big thing. Liquor should be illegal. Liquor needs to be under prohibition. It ruins. I put a post up on Instagram and on my Facebook and everything, but alcohol ruins people's lives. It kills people. And like I said, I think I put it's killed my members of my family. It almost killed me. It ruins families and lives. And I know right now people that I care about and are close to me are being consumed and are being destroyed by alcohol, and that's legal, and yet marijuana is not. So that's a crock of shit in my eyes. Yeah, alcohol is completely poison and toxic. I never hide the fact about my use of cannabis. Um, I do what's called self-medication, meaning that it's the same as someone who wants to sit down and get drunk, right? They're self-medicating. It's the same thing with marijuana. I don't smoke it. Um, what I do is I turn it into edibles. I I take it and put it through a process and turn it into a form where it can be eaten. Um, but there's some things you need to do to it, decarboxylation and dissolving it in fat and all this kind of stuff. I basically make cookies and they'll process something else, but we don't need to worry about that. Lots of videos on the internet how to do that. Um, but I do what's called edibles, and it's completely different than smoking it. I don't believe smoking is not a very healthy way. Inhaling anything, like when I smoke a pipe, or a cigar, I do not inhale it in my lungs. Any type of smoke, whether it be cigarettes, pipes, tobacco, anything, cannabis, any form of smoke in your lungs is a carcinogen. It is dangerous. It causes heart disease. It causes I can't remember the name of what it does to destroys your arteries. Heart attack, stroke, all that shit. Lung cancer, It's ridiculous. So smoking cannabis, I don't believe in that, but eating it is completely different. You can sit down and have a few drinks. You sit down. I see lots of pictures on Instagram, a glass of, your favorite hard liquor, whiskey, whatever, your pocket knife, your guns, whatever, and a pipe, and that's okay and that's tolerable. Okay, well, first off, I'm Canadian, so we have completely different outlook on guns here than you do in, say, America. So that's not up for discussion or anything like that. That's fine. As far I realize that there are people out there that can have a drink sociably. I can't, so I don't. I drink till it's gone, and everybody knows what alcohol can do to yourself, and you've all got too drunk. You've all had somebody, the joke with the women is somebody holding their hair back while their head's in the sink. Everybody's been there. It's with marijuana, what's the worst thing that could happen is you get a little paranoid or you get a little anxious. Which is all in your mind. There's ways you can work yourself through that, but for somebody for their first time, it's a little weird. I'm completely sober right now, by the way, because I'm just trying I'm trying to find the right words here, but it's kind of different. It's not a topic that I talk about on YouTube, and I'm trying to be very serious about it, I guess is the best way to put it. But I'm quite a jokester, and I like to carry on a lot. But anyway, so today was the day that it became legal coast to coast, and where I live on the east coast of Canada, there's only one time zone ahead of me. It's 30 minutes ahead of me. It was the very first people to buy it in Canada. They made it was like a celebrity. There was lineup. So I went past one of the locations where they sell it. And the city that I live in, there's roughly, let's say, 500,000 people, and there's only 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe I'm going to say 4 or 5 locations that you can buy it. So it's ridiculous. So first day, I drove past it on this morning. There was people already lined up before they opened. On the way home, they were right outside the store around the side, and I came home and my buddy says, "You want to go down?" I'm like, "Yeah, fuck it." So I went down and I stood in the lineup an hour and 15 minutes to get in and out. I'm not going to talk about my experience, but it was there was one guy in there. It's in my province. It's sold in a liquor store, so I don't agree with that. It should be sold in a separate location, in a separate store. That's all they deal with is cannabis. Do not associate it with liquor. Our premier decided that it would be best. Now, the premier runs our province. He's the government official for the province. Okay, we have 3 forms of government. Okay, municipal, provincial, and federal. So the provincial guy, which is our premier, decided, who's a fucking idiot, decided it would be best to sell it at the same government establishment that controls our liquor, because they have a proven track record of distributing and selling a controlled substance, being alcohol. So that's a crock of shit. It's just a way to save money. The staff knew absolutely nothing about the products, only what they were told and what's on the labels and stuff. So I think it was a crock of shit. But anyway, another video on that. So here's my bag. And you see the NS, I got the NSC, what does it say there? NSLC, keep sealed while in store. So that's Nova Scotia Liquor Commission is what that stands for. So you got a special bag with cannabis on it and everything, what you should know and all this kind of stuff. I'll try to get it so in case you kind of want to read it and that kind of stuff, you can pause the video and all that crap. Effects can last blank hours after use, I think that says. Be in the know. Nova Scotia, got the website down there, and Nova Scotia, the official government seal. You got the Nova Scotia Liquor Commission logo on the bottom. So they had all kinds of crazy stuff in there. They gave you this, a little pamphlet, your Cannabis Discovery Guide. Now this is all government. This is all from the government, all this shit. Tells you about what the labeling is going to look like. Okay. And it tells you about, I don't like the way that they market it, how they have enhanced, center, unwind, relax. So you got indicas at one end, your hybrids and your sativas at the other end. So I don't like how they label it. I'll go like this. Wah, 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 wah. You can pause it if you kind of want to take a look at any of this foolishness. One thing, you go like that. You're coming in, I don't know, I can't see the camera, so so I got that. A little handout while we're waiting in the lineup. There is, this was in my bag, know the facts, I didn't see this. Consumer information. Talks about some, of course, you know, this is Canada, so au français, anglais, right? There's shit, oh, is it upside down? Yeah, this is cool here, so in the know, this document is issued from the federal government because there's the seal at the bottom, the official government of Canada seal at the bottom. All the other documentation I showed you was at a provincial level. This is federal. So there's the big difference. See, that there, all right, that's at the federal government right there. Okay, government of Canada right there, see? So it's legal at that level. I wanted my receipt. Let's see what it says. I don't want you to... There's my card, and I make sure my credit card number isn't here. Just so you get an idea of the price. My cat's down here freaking out. So you can see what I bought, the stupid names they give it. I bought, it's really expensive. I bought a 7 grams and 1 gram. I need 7.5 to make my recipe, and you can only buy it in 1, 3.5, 7, 15, and 30. That's how they sell it. It's all prepackaged. I think they have oils. I think they have no edibles. They have oil. They have flour. They have pre-roll. So I bought Namaste Sensei Star, 1 gram, and Edison Lestrada, 7 grams. That's the receipt. What's on the bottom? I just didn't want to show off my, hopefully I didn't, my credit card and shit like that, right? So yeah, it's kind of cool. I have, you know, it says right on here, credit card purchase for weed. So that's just something I want to keep this. That's kind of funny. Liquor inspector was there. So let's take a look at this. This is a, now let's take a look at this one here. This is right from the government right here. So this is a 7 gram container of cannabis. So you can see there it's unopened and it's stamped by our province. That's the same seal that you would find on tobacco. Hold on, I'll show you what I mean. Oh, it was on the sticker. So here's like a pack of cigars I bought locally. They've got the Canadian seal there. And even though these are Cuban, look at that, $17.40 for 5 little tiny cigars, right? But you know, these really are, these are the Cuban Cubans, not the American Cubans, I call them. Because apparently you can't get Cuban cigars in America aren't made in Cuba or something. I don't know. But anyway, yeah, so that's, you can see there's the, tobacco has that same kind of seal. It's a different color for every province. Okay, this one's for Nova Scotia. It has NS on it. This says right there, there's Lestrada. Has its name. Genre, sativa, and then it has THC, 31.31%. Total THC, 14.9%. CBD 0. Total CPD less than or greater than 7, I think it's, see right at the bottom. So basically what they're talking about is before it's decarboxylated and after it's decarbed. Decarbing is it's a chemical process where you're removing, I don't know if it's a sugar or a carbon dioxide molecule by heating things. So you start off with THCA, tetrahydrocannabinol acid. You heat it to a certain temperature for a certain amount of time. Look it up, it's on the internet. And it converts it from THCA to the psychoactive ingredient THC. That's why you have to burn it or vape it or decarb it, as it's called. You can look it up. Warning, cannabis smoke is harmful. Harmful chemicals found in tobacco smoke are also found in cannabis smoke. Awesome, right? Because I'm a cancer survivor, so, I got a little, thing about that. Dried cannabis. Store in a cool, dry place. Exposure. Okay, français. All right, so bilingual country, we need to be, everything has to be English and French, because once again, this is government, federal governmentally issued, okay? Info at Edison. So here's the company that manufactured this, maybe edisoncannabis.co. And there's a phone number on there, license, or organogram. No expiry date has been determined. Packaged on October 2nd. You got a lot number. So it's, you know, kind of, I'll give it a little twist, get my head down so I can kind of see what I'm doing here. But I got really low light in here, so it's not coming in. I got like 3 or 4 lights on, man. I like my place dark. My cat right there. Little guy. Hello, little fella. Get over here. Where's the little guy? You're something bad. He's bad. He loves his ears scratched. He's got problems with his ears. I get Q-tips in there. Now he's going to dig at them. I can smell it. I'm not opening it. And that was 7 grams, and this is 1 gram. Look at the size of the 1 gram compared to the packaging. I haven't opened it yet. This is something different. Dried cannabis, THC 0.26, total THC 18.3, 16.3. So this shit, the Sensei Star, could be a little bit better. So staff didn't have a fucking clue what they were trying to sell me. Warning, regular use of cannabis can increase the risk of psychosis and schizophrenia. Higher THC content can increase the risk of psychosis and schizophrenia. What the fuck, eh? Namaste. Sensei Star. So again, it's got the stamp. The package is not opened. And the maple leaf, whenever you see a maple leaf on there, on anything, then that's the sign of our federal government. Same as here. Okay, whenever you see the maple leaf on anything. All right, so there you go. You've got your packaging and all that. So anyway, yeah, we never thought we'd see the day, and here the day happens, and it's just like, you know, I don't need any. I just want it to go down, and cannabis need to know they're putting all kinds of shit in there. Yeah, it was 1 hour and 15 minutes to get in and out. I think it's the same stuff they're throwing on there. And I have a card. I don't know where I put it, but I know I have it here somewhere. I have a card that has a scratch number on the back that I can use to purchase legal marijuana online and have it mailed to me. But I had to go to the store and get the card with the access code, and then I go on the internet and I enter in that access code, set up an account, and then I can purchase it through the mail. And I know it's here because I just had it. Oopsie doodle, I just had it. But anyway, probably over there or something, but no big deal. Anyway, yeah. New day, new era in Canadian history. So, yep, now we just gotta get liquor illegal. But anyway, yeah, different video for me. So I'll make a title in there so that people know what this is about in case you don't want to watch it, because I know a lot of people have different opinions on this shit. So, right, and that's fine. Well, anyway, that's it. Thanks for watching. See ya.